Hi everyone, it's Allison here, also known as Lasan Faye, and today I'm here for my, November plan with me, which is really just going to be a showing of how I decided to set up for November, because I really just set it up on my own. And the thing is it's because I stripped back a lot of things and it didn't make sense to draw it out the way that I have been. But first, I want to give you guys a showing of what I did in October. Just so that way you guys can see how my bullet journal has changed. And you may notice the different location from usual. That is because I've decided to film this at my craft table rather than at my desk. Because this is where I plan more often, and I thought that might be an interesting thing to show you guys. So the change of background isn't because I've moved or anything, it's just I've decided to change where I'm filming within my residence. So I do have my October page, which I decided to add a very simple Zentangle inspired spider web, because this pattern I picked up from doing Zentangling. In fact, I think I have it in one of my videos. I'm not sure though. My task list didn't get that long, but I've added a lot of cross-offs, which makes me really, really happy. Including reading 3 books. I'm so excited that I got through those. For those of you who don't know, I generally try to set a goal for myself of reading 12 books a year, so a book per month, and I've been falling wickedly behind. And so before I go much further, and this is completely unsponsored, by the way, I have started listening to audiobooks, and so I've managed to read 3 books just by listening to them, and it makes me really happy that I'm finally finishing books again, because that's really hard for me to do, especially when the school term is active, and I'm sure my fellow students who are watching this understand that. And even those of you who aren't students but run very busy lives, you understand how hard it can be sometimes to actually sit still and finish reading a book. And I've really just been listening to audiobooks on my way to and from school, and actually also walking to my classrooms and stuff. And that's been a means of me finishing 3 books, which makes me happy. Let's see, I decided to try to do a line a day, and I'm behind on that. It happens, and it doesn't surprise me that I'm behind on it. I'm really, really bad about keeping up with these things. My goals, I've finished my main goal that I needed to do, which is to start applying to jobs, because I'm finishing off my degree this school year. And all of my job applications are due before the new year starts. And so I've got deadlines that are as soon as, already passed. I think my earliest was actually September 7th. But, yeah. And actually, while I'm thinking about it, I'm going to go ahead and mark off that I've received my September box from Simply Gilded. I haven't really been using my waiting on list all that much, because I've definitely ordered more than 4 items. Good for me, bad for my wallet. So yeah, these really aren't being utilized the way they might need to be. My YouTube page, I really didn't use all that much. I didn't even do my full usual setup. And part of that is because I've moved all my YouTube planning to a new book. So it stands on its own And that's just to allow me to expand out more what I need for these things. So this, other than marking off videos being done, I haven't used this page really at all. Week 2, I started trying to emphasize my things a bit more, but I still wasn't quite together this week, because my first week of term was also like quite disorganized. But I tried changing up how I organized my daily pages. But literally for week 2, I've got Monday and Wednesday, and that's it. And by week 2, I mean week 2 of my school term, because that's how I keep track of time. I did order the Fudenosuke new color hard tip pens from Tombow, and I just decided to swatch them all out in here, and yep, very happy with them. At the same time, I use a soft tip Fudenosuke for a lot of the lettering that I do, like for example in my day headers up here. Those are there. And then I was going to have a blank page because I like starting my weeks on their own spread. And at the time I was reading Sarah Knight's book, Get Your Shit Together. And, well, listening to it. And I just decided to letter probably one of my favorite things that I heard in there, which was you don't have to do everything, just everything on the must-do list. That's because I was like not getting tasks done, as you can see in here. So I then got to week 3, and again practicing bits of my lettering. And so here I got Monday, excuse me, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and the weekend. Like, I actually managed to plan the whole week, which was a huge difference. And it was really important that I did that. Then the 4th week, or October 15th through the 21st, I managed to also get through the whole week. And actually I gave Saturday and Sunday their own days. And on this extra page here, I got some ultra fine tip Papermate flares, and I decided to swatch them out just so that way I could see what the colors were like, because that's what I do. And I needed a way to kind of fill in the pages. So that was the Papermate flare. And then we have this past week, and I have like one of the largest mistakes in terms of writing down my days, because I was like October 22nd through the 26th, and then it's like, oh wait, it ends on the 28th. But there's a huge reason for this typo, and that is my birthday was on the 26th, and I was just super excited for my birthday because my parents came in from out of town, and we went off on a little adventure together, and I took a break from all this work that I had been doing, and that had been really stressing me out. So I got Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. I didn't plan anything on Thursday because that was kind of a travel day. And then while I was with my parents, I decided that I was going to just journal and take photos, and that's what this page would be, and kind of a celebration of the fact that I was taking a break and I wasn't worrying about what we were doing, and this was going to be what I did. So this is the result of that. And yeah, I'm really glad I did this, because it's been a while since I've taken the time to be like, here's the other aspects of my life that like impact my bullet journal in a positive way, I think, because it gives me that breakaway. I'm going to skip the next page for a second because this is more or less the end of the primary October pages. And this is my November setup. So I have my title page, which instead of doing a doodle in the background, I decided to write out V's speech from V for Vendetta, speech that he gives to introduce himself to Evie. And there were so many V's in this speech, and I decided to make all of them red for fun. That's how I decided to make the text interesting. But I didn't want to do that on camera because I was so going to mess that up if I did it on camera. And I messed it up anyways, but covered it. And then I have also my master task list off over here. And that's going to be for this month. But that's it for the month. I'm not doing any other monthly spreads, which feels really weird. But I mentioned earlier, I've moved my YouTube planning into its own book. So I didn't feel the need to make that spread again. And then the middle spreads of one that goes across all the days and one that was like my goals and my waiting on list, I wasn't using them. Like, I really wasn't using them the way that I should have been. And they're honestly not something I need. So I've decided to eliminate those from my bullet journal this month, just to see how that goes. So this is literally it for my November setup, is just these 2 pages because it's all I need right now. I'm currently in the middle of reading the bullet journal method, and writer makes several excellent points, and one of them is that, to paraphrase here, if things start to feel like too much or not worthwhile, scale it back and go to the pieces you need and retreat to the basics. Well, these are the basics. Technically, I don't need this cover page, but I like having the balance of having November with its own spread. So that's why I've decided to do that. So the only other thing that may be considered a monthly page, and that is because a lot of you in the planning community probably know that November is NaNoWriMo. Well, I am doing a variant on that, and that is I am going to do NaDisWriMo. Because instead of writing a novel, I am writing my dissertation. I'm trying to have a fully completed draft by the end of this school term. And so, even though word count means very, very little to me, considering I'm a mathematician, and sometimes a good chunk of what I write is equations, I thought it'd be fun to kind of track my progress in the way that those for NaNoWriMo do, and see if I hit 50,000 words in a month, because I very well easily could, though I doubt it. But word count obviously really isn't my main focus. Instead, my main focus is making sure that I finish specific sections of my writing. And so that's what this page is for, and that's to say, okay, in this week you need to write out all of this, but make sure you type these other things. Because I do a lot of my writing by hand. But at the end of the day, I'm going to have to hand in a typed copy to my committee and the graduate school, and I need to get myself to type more. So this is my schedule in regards to that. And hopefully I will keep with it. That is the hope. But yeah, so this is my setup for November. I'll probably fill in my task list once October is actually over, because right now it is October 30th as I'm filming this. And yeah, so that's it for this month. I'm trying to keep it really simple, dial it back to what I really need, and be able to instead focus on what I need to be doing, like writing my dissertation and applying for jobs. So that is the purpose of this. And hopefully, if I keep my bullet journal like this, I won't be so distracted by the other things going on in my life. So I want to thank you all so much for watching. And I guess I will see you all in my next video. And in the meantime, happy Halloween and have a wonderful month of November. Bye.